Welcome to Pet Partners. It's great to be back with you. We're in the spring and gosh, it'll be summer before we know it. So there's a lot going on at the Rutland County Humane Society. And here to talk with us about it is our friend Amelia Gardner. Hi, Amelia.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on this beautiful sunny day.
Yes, we finally got one.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's time to walk our dogs and
Absolutely.
go on hikes and enjoy
Yeah.
how beautiful it can really be around here.
Absolutely. It's a gorgeous day. I know the animals at the shelter, we got the windows open, the catios, the cats are out there on the catios.
They must love that.
Dogs are getting walked in the woods and spending more time playing fetch and, just soaking up the sunshine. Long overdue.
And I like this time of year before it
Yeah.
gets too hot, too.
Yeah.
You can be more
And buggy.
active. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, good. Well, I'm glad that the animals are happy at the
Yeah.
shelter and things are going well. And so I was hoping you could just kind of update us on what's new since the last
Yeah.
time we saw you.
So, we've got a lot going on. It's always crazy this time. It's always crazy at the shelter, but this time of year especially. But, we're going to talk about a couple kiddos that you may have seen before. We're going to start actually with Lily, who I think you
Yes.
saw maybe 2 segments ago. She is a all-black German Shepherd. She's now just over a year old. She's actually not black. I take that back. She is her real color's starting to come out. She's actually a tri-colored.
Oh,
So
okay.
all those little, what looked like white hair on her is starting to turn brown. She's got a little white spot on her chest. So her coat's coming out, and she's a stunning dog.
She is. I've
She's-
seen her in pictures.
And her
she's-
coat's getting shiny, and she's at a tough age, especially for a shepherd, but she has done so well at the shelter. The staff have worked really hard with her. Even just this the camera, she's done so much better. Before she
Look
was
at her.
just
Look how attentive
very
she is.
reactive, very nervous, and this dog will do anything for food, which has made training so awesome with her. She is, even especially with reactivity, she has done so well with just redirecting that, stress to you and engaging with her handler. And, she's still working on the leash manners, and she will absolutely take advantage if, you're not as experienced on the leash, and she'll try jumping and being a little pushy, especially when she's stressed out. But she takes correction very well and works really well for food, which is anyone that trains dogs, especially shepherds, when you get that, it is incredible.
Oh, yes. It is definitely more than half the battle.
It absolutely is. And, she has just done really well. And so she's just over a year now. She's spayed. She is ready to find her home. I know before she was just available as a foster to adopt, but now she's ready to go home, and she's really turning into a really, really nice dog. She's kind of building a foundation. And, a lot of these behaviors we saw before that we thought were going to be, a really big obstacle for her to get a home is not as a problem now. I think between just her and getting to know her and her kind of getting some more confidence and developing that relationship, these behaviors are really becoming less problematic,
Good.
especially the reactivity. She had a really nice meet and greet over the weekend, and I think it was one small little bark, but the whole time she was very engaged. She was social. She sought them out. She went right over, and she came back to me to, get that reward. And so she's figuring out that, she can engage appropriately. She's not pushy with new people, but, before she was either really reactive or wanted nothing to do with them. And so to have a dog that is figuring it out, she's very smart and food motivated, and I think she's going to make a really fun dog for somebody. It's not a requirement to have shepherd experience with her, but it definitely will help if you're familiar with the breed. Their brain works a certain way. They have little quirks that other breeds don't, and so being familiar at least with the breed is helpful for someone coming in to meet her. But I don't want to say it's a complete requirement. I don't think young kids are good for her just because she's still jumpy, she's pushy, and I think, especially as she settles in, really sudden, quick movements may spook her a little bit. And I think more than anything, it's just her being not having the manners to necessarily not just bulldoze your child over.
Right.
Because I think she will absolutely do that, unintentional or not. She's not so super aware of her body. She's figuring it out, and that, you know, we don't like her coming in and jumping on us either. But she still will try it with someone who doesn't correct her. So she's made so much progress, and we're so happy to see that, because she's a tough breed, and especially in this environment, they don't tend to thrive in the shelter environment. It's just all of their natural, you know, tendencies and behaviors that may present themselves, that people work really hard to work out and work with. Shepherds are just kind of escalated in the shelter
Right,
environment.
right.
You
That
know,
would
the
make
reactivity and all that, stranger danger and lack of structure and all that just really can become a really problematic for specifically shepherds and that kind of breeds in the shelter. So we're so excited. And, you know, she's had several actually visits, and she just needs an active family. You know, the visits really, especially this weekend, were just that they weren't ready to bring another dog into their home yet, which is why, you know, they didn't, and I think they were looking for a bigger dog. She's not 110 pounds. A lot of people are kind of used to those bigger shepherds.
Right.
And, you know, that's what this family was looking for, was a bigger shepherd. And she's about 60 pounds, and that's a good size for a shepherd. That's actually kind of what you want, especially in a dog that is athletic and that you want to go and hike with and run with and maybe do sports with.
I love that
dock
size.
diving. It's a good
Yes.
size, and, you know, it helps. They're less prone to injury in a way. Obviously, there's, you know, dogs that are very active are going to be prone to silly things, but, you know, she's the bigger you are, the more complications typically you
Right,
have.
she
It's harder on
could
your
have
joints.
joints and
Hip issues
arthritis
and-
and bone issues down the line,
Yeah.
so
she's a fun size.
Yes,
She would make a
absolutely.
really cool athlete for somebody. You know, she's not overly drivey by any means, but she has the motivation. You know, you
Yeah.
can build on that. If you're looking for maybe a sporting dog that you want to do, you know, dock diving with, or even just search and rescue, just fun games, even if it's just for hobby sports, I think she would be a really cool dog with.
My daughter's been doing just one of those at-home agility
Yeah.
courses. She got it
Oh,
for
yeah.
her birthday, and she does it with our older dogs. I
Yeah.
mean, Fozzie is about to be 11,
Wow.
and he still has so much energy,
Oh, yeah.
and he loves that
Yeah.
outlet. He's so
It's
good
good
at it.
for them.
Yeah,
And it's
really
a good
for
bonding
'em.
exercise too. And honestly, those kind of games, it's the best way to teach your dog obedience, is through games. It's not, you know, obedience is great. It's a great foundation, but if you can do it in a fun way, where
Yes.
dogs don't really know they're actually learning,
Right.
and it creates that bond, and it makes it fun.
He
And
gets this look on his face like, what's going to happen
Yeah,
next? And you want them to
exactly.
feel that way, like, what's going to
Absolutely.
happen next? Instead of my day is just this boring
I
stretch.
have to go walk on a
of-
leash, and I have to sit, and I have to do that, and
Right.
it's just very monotonous. Versus if you can make a game out of, teach them, you know, recall through that, teaching them, you know, impulse control with commands of, you know, down, but when you go down, and then, oh, now I can run, I can chase this, and I can do that,
Right.
and it's a really healthy outlet, especially for dogs like this.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you're interested, even if you haven't necessarily had shepherds in the past, come see her, meet her. She's a really fun
She
dog.
can be your next little athlete
Yeah,
partner
absolutely.
in
And
activities.
this time of year, you know,
Yes.
you're going and hitting the trails. You know, she's building a really good foundation, and I think she's going to make a really good addition. So
Yeah, I mean, we have
definitely come
neighbors who
by.
do the dock diving with their
She'd be
labs,
great,
and she,
yeah.
you know, that she would love something
Oh
like
yeah,
that. I'm
absolutely.
sure.
And so next we've got this guy. We've got Mr. Indigo, our star here.
He's been so good so
been a good
far.
boy,
I hate to
so-
jinx it, but my goodness.
He is a super good boy. So Indigo is about 2 years old. He's just a mixed breed. He's 100% good boy. I'd say about 95. No, he's a good boy. He was brought to us, just family dynamics changed. He wasn't really getting along with all the members of the family. So some big things about him is I'd say he's really dog selective, borderline, doesn't really like other dogs. It would really have to be a very good match in order for him to go home with another dog. Bless you. He doesn't like cats. Yeah, so that's his biggest thing, is so many people have other animals in their home, and he just really doesn't do well. He's a little bit socially awkward. He has made a lot of strides since he came in. He was very, very shut down when he first came in. He came in from, being fostered. And so the shelter environment for anybody is a hard adjustment, but especially when you're being fostered and in that home environment and you come in and now you're in this totally new environment of stress and chaos. And, even if it's somewhat controlled, it's still chaotic. But he has made a lot of progress with just socialization. He used to be very nervous around new people. As you can see, kind of spooked a little bit there. But he's actually becoming very social, and he really is, he'll take a few minutes but he wants to go up to new people. He'll go check them out.
I noticed that today. He wanted to meet us.
Yeah.
He was nervous about it, but
But he's getting braver.
He made the
the effort to go.
The effort, yes.
And that's something that's new. He first was very much like, nope, I'm going to stay in this area. I don't really have any interest in meeting you. And so that's really good, especially just for, their quality of life and enrichment at the shelter, is being able to, meet the new volunteers, meet the new staff, any meet and greets. I mean, when you come to meet a dog, not everyone feels all the warm and fuzzies, especially if that dog is not warming up to them right away.
Right.
And so his big thing, his journey with us has been longer. He had to go through heartworm treatment. So he went through the treatment, he's gotten the injections, and now he's, for another, I would say 2.5-ish weeks, he's still on, he can still go for walks, he can play, but you don't want to do really high strenuous exercise. The goal is just to keep his heart rate lower still, as the treatment kind of is still in his system and doing what it needs to do. So, he's feeling better. So you can tell you get him out of the kennel and he's spunky, he's excited, he is feeling better, which is really good to see, because he honestly didn't want to really go for walks for a while. He was really depressed when he first came in. We got him into foster, it didn't work out. I don't think they were quite set up for him as much as they thought, and they weren't as home as much as they were hoping to be, and he does have some anxiety.
Yeah.
So he doesn't love to be left alone. So crating is definitely, he does well in a crate. He likes his crate. It's his comfortable place. It's a safe space, but he is a little bit vocal, when you do leave him, mostly if he's out of his crate. He seems to do a lot better in his crate when you leave, and so definitely recommend continuing that in his new home. But he probably needs a home really where someone's planning to be around a lot of the time. I think if you're gone for 8 to 10 hours, which is a pretty normal schedule for a lot of people, unless you have someone coming and taking him for walks, or really he has time to adjust to that schedule, it may not be a great fit that way. He wants his person, and he really does. He wants to be someone's sidekick, and he bonds really well. He loves his people, and
I can see he already adores you.
He
puts his paws on your chest and
Yes.
gazes into your eyes.
He's
Who
like,
wouldn't
can you
want
please
that?
just hold me? He really
So
is kind of a
sweet.
big baby, but in the best of ways. He's, someone who's going to give him a quieter household, not a lot of chaos, just because he's still a dog that does take time to warm up. He's made a lot of progress, and he certainly, I think, will continue to get better as he learns that the world is not that scary.
Right.
He will be okay. He will be safe. But again, that takes relationship building, and that takes a reliable environment and a consistent environment, and he just hasn't had that because he has been bounced around a few times. He was originally from down south, from a rescue, and then adopted into a home that didn't work out. So then he was put in, he was boarded for a while, and, boarded in a home environment, and which was lovely for him. But again, that felt to him like it was a bit of a home, and then brought to us. And then, so he hasn't really had that consistency. And so that sometimes does increase dogs' anxiety, is when they have to kind of deal with that.
He's been bounced around a bit.
Yeah,
He
but
just wants to land in the right place.
He does,
with
and
his
he's
people.
gonna be such a fun dog. He's goofy, he's silly, He's a total ham. Like, he'll totally just lay on the couch with you and just crash out and chill. But he'll also just zip around the house and be goofy as all get out. So
And he has the cutest
He is like a
markings.
boy.
I'm
He's a
not sure
sweetie.
if people can entirely
No,
see
he's
it, but
just-
he's
he's
got
being a little
spots
antisocial
on
right
his
now.
white
Yeah.
chest there. He's got all these little black spots and the cutest little white on his
Yeah.
feet and
Real-
his
little stinky
face
breath,
and
but-
stinky breath. Yes, and
There
the
you go.
prettiest teeth.
he does a very
Right? Do
pretty
you have the
teeth.
prettiest teeth?
Yeah,
you
we
do.
take good care.
Mhm,
Yeah,
you have
we
a
do.
nice smile. He's
Well,
so
enough
cute.
about you there, Mr. Indigo. I know
He's-
we could talk about you all day, but
He
we're
says,
gonna.
I don't mind if you talk about me
I
all
know,
day.
as long as I get some pets. So we're gonna move on to your least favorite animal, cats. So we have Mittens. So Mittens is a handsome tuxedo boy. We're gonna get a little. We're gonna get some additional bonus cat in here. Mr. Kevin is gonna join us for part of this, but he is. We'll talk about him when he shows up. Kevin the cat.
Kevin the photo bomber.
Yes, he is. He was being a little bit. Didn't want to let Mittens get all the attention. But Mittens is a 2-year-old neutered male cat. He is very, very handsome. He actually was brought to us with his friend Winston. They were actually dropped off at our front door after hours with a little note that just kind of gives just a tidbit of information about them. They were neutered. They were very, very loved, and that is something that was very apparent. This was not a decision that somebody made lightly, and we feel very sad that they had to make this decision, but we're also very happy that they brought him to us.
They're
Because
safe,
Winston has been
yeah.
adopted, he's in his loving home, Mittens is on the adoption floor and already has interest. He is a very, very sweet cat. He's a little bit nervous, as you can tell, but he's also in a small cage area where he was being filmed, because they just got moved back into the cat rooms, that they're open again. So he has the whole community cat room to share with Kevin, to kind of enjoy, stretch his legs, go out to the little outside catio area, porch.
He's
and,
got it good until he finds his home, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I think he will. He's a really sweet cat. We actually he was getting vetted and kind of getting cleared to go up for adoption. He fell asleep
Oh,
during
wow.
it. I don't want to fool you. He doesn't always love being vetted, and some of that handling. Again, it's a hard environment to really to get a good picture of that. But he was snoring, so he's definitely a cat that will get comfortable and. He may fall asleep on your lap. I mean, it's very possible.
He's too cute.
He's a nice cat. He gets along really well. I mean, he lived with another cat, Winston, but he's in, as you could kind of saw, a nose of Kevin. He poked in there a little bit. There he goes. He totally is fine with other cats. He's a pretty neutral cat. Dogs, depending on how intrusive and savvy, I guess they are with cats, I think he would do fine with, as long as they aren't, if your dog chases him, I think he'll run. So as long as your dog is respectful and savvy, he hasn't shown any dislike for dogs. So it could absolutely work. Kids, I would say, again, as long as they aren't too chaotic and they respect his space, I think he'll be fine. He really is a nice cat. He's a little slow to warm up. He takes him a few minutes. He's not necessarily going to be the first one. At least right now, he's not going to, you walk in the room, he may not come right up to you. But I think after a few minutes, as long as you give him that time to settle in, I think he's really a nice cat. He loves pets. He loves his pets. Picking up, he's still working on. He doesn't dislike it, but he does get a little bit nervous when you do. But he's a sweet boy. And and then Kevin, that knows, he's on hold. He's on adoption hold, so I think there he is.
Kevin.
Handsome boy. He is going to be going home, I think, tomorrow.
Wonderful.
So his family's just getting everything set up to make
Yay,
sure the transition's
Kevin.
smooth. He just went on the adoption floor, I think it was yesterday, so cats are... So if you're looking for a cat, we have a lot of cats in foster right now that will be going up for adoption. So they are getting adopted very quickly, but we have a lot coming up. And he's I mean, Kevin the cat, you can't go wrong with a cat like that.
My
He's super
son
chill.
would name a cat Kevin.
Yeah.
That would just be his favorite kind of name. He's
It's
always
just-
coming up with names like Gregory and Kevin. He likes
You
to
know,
come up with weird.
You gotta have fun with it, and you give him so many nicknames, so you can't take him too seriously.
You can't. No, and look at that face.
He's
Oh
a
my
cutie,
goodness.
So, and then next we have our not quite ready for adoption. I know I said we have some cats in foster, and some of those cats are a lot of kittens and moms with kittens. So this is Creamsicle. She's going into
Aw.
foster, but she just had her babies just like 4 days ago.
Oh, she's a doll. Look at
She's
her.
so sweet. She's still just a baby. She's only a year old, so she's still pretty much a baby herself. But yeah, she had 5 beautiful babies, and she's such a good mom.
Oh,
She's just
bless
she
her.
went right. She just immediately started taking care of them and nursing them, and she's really good with, some moms can get really nervous, especially in this environment with staff, going in and cleaning and checking on, we got to check on the babies to an extent. We let her do her thing, but, especially wanted to make sure everyone looked good. We need to know how many kittens there were. But when staff are in there feeding and cleaning up around her, we try to be the least intrusive as we can, just to make sure that, she keeps her area clean, and she does. But fresh water and food and everything in a litter pan. And she keeps your eye on you, but she's very, very good about it, and is still very social with the staff, which is really great. So she's going to be going into foster with her kittens, hopefully this week. And so, they're still teeny tiny, so it'll be a bit, but in a couple months, they'll be hitting the adoption floor. So
Sure, my
you can-
daughter's going to be saying, "Wait a minute, you
Yeah.
can bring home a mother
I
cat and
know.
her kittens." Excuse
Well, we're
me.
looking for, we're looking for more fosters, so let us
Ooh,
know.
We would
if
have to
you're
think about a
interested.
good place for them where they
Yeah.
wouldn't be disturbed by our
Yeah, they really, if you
obnoxious
just,
dogs,
a
but-
bathroom, sometimes people block off
Under
a
them, that
bathroom
kind of
for
thing.
them. Yeah, and they're, usually it's, when you have a mom and kittens, it's actually pretty darn simple. It's when you separate them from mom is when you have your hands full, because you got a lot
Yes.
of very busy kittens, and so you have to entertain them, because right now mom, she's a great mom, so she does all the work, she keeps an eye on them, she's socializing them and keeping them clean and making sure they're fed, but once they get a little bit older and mom's out of the picture, that's when you have your hands full. But,
She looks like a fantastic mother.
she's such a good
It just,
mom.
I could
yeah.
watch her all day, watching her do her thing.
And such a wide range, like we've got orange, there's some torty in there's some black and white, gray and white. She's got quite a mix. There's some calico, there's a mix of colors in there. So she's gonna have some really pretty babies, but she's also stunning too. Look
They're
at them, the
adorable.
orange
She's
all over
beautiful.
her face. She's so
Yes,
pretty.
She's beautiful. I love her size. too.
Yeah,
So petite.
she's a cool size, and she's very sweet. So definitely stay tuned, but we do have other kittens that will be, going up for adoption. We have some coming up this week. We've got some coming from foster in the next couple weeks. So I know so many people are calling about kittens, so please just give us a call, stop in, but calling is the best option, because the website doesn't always get updated right away, because people are looking for kittens, so they go very quickly. So you can always just put in an application for kittens, submit it on our website, just call us, and, because we've got a lot of them in our
So don't be
foster.
discouraged if you're looking
Yeah.
for kittens. They are coming.
They are coming, absolutely.
And probably more than we,
His kitten season
yes.
is here. It is definitely here, and yes,
Yes.
they come in this time of year, so it does take a little bit of time before they're ready to go home. But like I said, we have several that came in earlier in the year, and so they're pretty much getting to the point where they're getting spayed and neutered, and they've gotten their vaccines, and they're ready to go home.
What
so.
age does that typically happen?
So usually around like 12-ish weeks, if we can get them in, because we like to give them, their booster vaccine and also their rabies. If we can get them their rabies before they go out the door, we like to do that. But
Yes.
if they've had their other vaccines and they're ready and they've been spayed and neutered, because sometimes they are just bigger cats, so they can get spayed and neutered sooner. And so when we do that, we're not going to hold off on that as long as the adopters are comfortable with that. So I know we talked a lot about the animals we have, but I want to give an update on our friend Ranger.
Yes.
So Ranger was here, gosh, was it 2 months ago? Must have been, maybe.
I think so, at
Had to have
least.
been. So he's still available for adoption. So please, if you're interested or been considering it, please give us a call. But he's in foster right now, and he is, I think I may have mentioned that before, but these are just some pictures of his outings. He is doing so well in foster. He is learning leash manners. He is learning to be just a good boy in the house, like overall just manners, sitting before his meals. He's learning to socialize with other dogs. He's got 2 other dogs in the house, and just, I see him out and about on his walks, because they take him on hikes and walks all the time, and he's just, you drive by him and he's sitting nicely on the side. He's paying such attention to the foster, and he is just really, he was just overall had a really good demeanor, and he still does, but he's just getting such nice foundation
Someone
of
would
obedience.
be hitting the jackpot
really
to take him
would.
home once he's been in this foster situation too.
he's-
So I hope folks will think about that,
I
because not
know.
only is he just crazy handsome and very
just a
personable,
good
I love
dog.
this
He's
dog.
so good.
I really hope, and I remember Chelsea, our
Yeah.
Chelsea, who's in the control room right now, really loved him right to pieces. So he just steals hearts.
He does. He
He
really
does.
does. And he just has a good, very, very good demeanor. And, the biggest thing with him is that he's a senior dog, but that he doesn't act like it. Like they're taking him for hikes and walks, and he has had no issues keeping
Remind
up.
me of his age again?
He's 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my dogs are just getting started
Yeah,
at that age.
exactly.
Oh yeah, don't let that scare you
No,
away. Not at
and
all.
He's just he is a good age, and he also, he does have some ongoing skin issues, but he's on medication. He's probably going to be a dog that, you will either have to do maybe Apoquil, which is just an allergy medication, or there's Cytopoint, which is an injection for allergies, just to kind of help when he has those flare-ups. But other than that, he's a shepherd, and
Yeah.
skin allergies in general have just been, we're seeing a lot more of that right now, and just be prepared for that. But other than that, he's so pleasant to have around, and he's just such a good sport. And look, he's thriving. It's hiking season.
Yeah.
Come get him.
Look, he looks so
Look how
happy.
happy
He
he
wants
is.
to go with you.
Yes.
He wants to take that hike.
He does, and he loves the outdoors. Winter, rain or shine, he doesn't care. He just wants to be with you outside, and he's a good sport about anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
he is
he's
such
ready.
a good boy. I'm glad he's doing well in foster, and it's just benefiting whoever who that family's going to be.
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunately, they go out of town in a little bit, so he'll be coming back to the shelter for a little bit, unless he's scooped up before. But but either way, if you're interested, even just a little bit, just to come meet him, we can arrange that. Just give us a call, and we can have, the foster will happily bring him in, and that way you can talk to them and ask those questions. How he is in the house, different dynamics.
Yes.
And
And what a great resource to have, to be able to
absolutely.
ask that.
And
You
to have
get
the
so
answers.
much information.
Yep, just seeing them in the home environment is really nice, and I think it just gives you an opportunity to learn about them with things that we just can't see in the shelter.
Right.
So it's a really great opportunity. So he's been with us for way, way, way too long. He's
He
a
has,
really
yes.
good dog, and he needs to find a home, and so they're out there. So just give us a call, even if you've been thinking about it. Come give us a call about him. He's a good
Yeah.
boy.
Don't forget about Ranger. He's
Yeah.
he's a diamond in the rough.
He really is. He's
Yeah.
been such a good boy. So
Yeah.
that's who we've got, and we've got, check out our website. We got a lot of animals on the website. Cats, they're going very quickly, but just give us a call or stop in, because we always have cats up for adoption, and soon kittens, lots of kittens. that
Always
will-
be more cats,
Very
soon
fluffy
kittens.
Yeah.
We got this lovely indigo
Very
here.
antisocial right now.
He's hiding under the
um,
chair, but
yes.
I think just because enjoying the ear rubs.
Yeah, he really
too.
likes those fake plants. The plants,
Oh.
he's been really checking them
He's
out. I
really
think.
checking those out.
Yeah, he
So
thinks they're pretty cool.
maybe
so.
folks could think about
Maybe he's
putting
an
a
interior
fake
designer.
plant. Maybe
He's into that.
he's
so.
feng shui. He's rearranging in his
Yeah.
mind. Who knows?
So maybe we'll add that to your your
His
your
resume,
application,
right?
your resume, and potential
Yeah.
interior designer, and so.
I'm sure you're a man of many talents.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely is.
Well,
so.
Amelia, it's always fun
Yeah.
talking with you and getting these updates, and I'm sure we'll be back
Yeah.
here again next month. We can do this
Absolutely,
again.
and hopefully some
You'll-
happy updates for,
Yes, we'd love some good news.
Indigo, Lily, Ranger, anybody, and it's in our building. Hopefully we'll have some good
All of
news
them.
like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for watching Pet Partners.